Sister is a short film created by the online artist Daniel Hentschel and released on the 21st of November 2025. Mr. Hentschel is an interesting character in his own right. He's a comedian and a satirist known for his quite frankly absurd and crazy style. His YouTube videos often parodying vlogs with entries such as "I saw my grandma pleasing herself," "I am not gay," and "I ain't racist just cause I got slaves." While his content on other platforms varies a little more, just a little though. But what I wanna focus on today is the before mentioned short film he released in November. Now, what I want to do in this video is to give my thoughts and opinions about it, alongside my own interpretation of the narrative it depicts and its meaning. Before I get into it, of course, I have to give the disclaimer that this is not a quote-unquote spoiler-free video. I will be in fact talking about the movie it's about. So if you haven't seen it already, I recommend you go see it right now. It's only 12 minutes long, it's here for free on YouTube and really masterfully done. So just go watch it and then return here once you're done if you still want to, okay? Okay. So then, what is the movie actually about? The movie's central focus is an unnamed man, played by Dan himself. His name never comes up over the course of the movie, nor are there any sort of credits that will give him a concrete identity or a name. But for the purpose of simplifying things, we'll just call him Dan. We'll listen in to Dan as he talks with someone else over the phone, most likely some hotel/resort worker, and let me preface that I'm gonna be using the words hotel and resort interchangeably here. The reason he's calling is a rather grim one, as he's investigating the disappearance of his little sister, who had vanished all the way back in 2009 during a visit to the beach. A police investigation concluded that she most likely drowned after being swallowed by a riptide. This, however, is a conclusion that Dan himself calls unsatisfying, and I want you to hang on that phrasing for later.
And we were never really satisfied with that explanation.
We also find out that the exact reason for why Dan is calling the resort is because he found a picture on their website which supposedly, according to him, includes his little sister. And he's trying to see if he can find out more about this photo, the time it was taken, the place, etc, etc. And the entire time as we listen to this phone call, the film shows us what is probably the other parts of Dan's investigation as he looks through Google Maps and watches CCTV camera footages on YouTube Live, desperately looking for anything that could aid his attempts at finding out what happened. Eventually, the phone call ends as the film's focus shifts, now displaying nighttime footage, then that of the sea, and finally a photo. A photo of a girl that matches the vague description Dan gave earlier.
Because we used to joke that she looked like Dora the Explorer, so that's...
Then some more photos, until finally... Let me tell you, I was actually completely oblivious to what genre this film falls towards while watching it. I still am unsure, but I think it's supposed to be horror, cause this right here, it wasn't even that bad of a jump scare. But it still made my heartbeat spike a little with how tense the earlier scene was. But anyway, we then see Dan go over some vacation photos and then a second conversation starts. Our protagonist asking about any possible employees who could have worked during the time his sister disappeared. All the while he's scrolling through the hotel's site until it seems they hung up on him. Well, that was a scary transition. We then travel back in time, all the way to a day prior to his sister's disappearance, to a beach bustling with life, to then the day of the incident. The deafening sound of waves, the only thing that you can hear clearly, and through them, just barely out of reach, you can hear panicked crying. Following that, we are met with the unusual and rather chilling sight of a beach during winter. Two people walking around it. And then finally, the final shot of the movie. Well, that was the longest 12 minutes and 17 seconds of my life. But what did it all mean? Well, we'll get to it. But first, let me sing my praises to this movie. The direction and cinematography are amazing, and you can clearly tell a lot of work and passion was put into it as you watch. The tense atmosphere surrounding the whole movie, and the way it releases it in such brutal ways, only to build it all back up and some more. The transitions from the computer screen into actual real footage, so smooth you can't even notice it until it hits you in the face. It is all amazing, and I really hope Mr. Hentschel continues making more films like this one. I also find it to be a fascinating choice to make his first short film be such a psychological horror. If you specifically look at his YouTube channel, you can see he already romanced quite a lot with this type of more horror-like content before. And to be fair, it is a rather common route a lot of comedians go down, with how making both funny jokes and scary horror utilize the same sort of skill set. Having to effectively build up tension and expectation and pay all of it in a satisfying manner. Now then, what's the narrative and theme here? I'm not gonna lie to you, I can barely analyze anything, but let me give it my best shot. I think Mr. Hentschel's film Sister is about loss and denial. It's a movie about a man who has never gotten the proper closure and satisfying answer to what happened to his little sister, denying the unfortunate reality of the mother as a result. He's constantly reliving that day, imagining in his head what could have happened to her. Swallowed by the waves, all alone, with no rescue to help. Maybe they were just about to find her, but couldn't see her through the waves. Or maybe, just maybe, she's actually fine. She's still out there, all fine. And he just has to look more. Maybe this girl on the photo is actually her. Or maybe he could point to where she is. Maybe someone in this crowd is her, and he'll finally be able to reunite with her and get his closure, his final satisfying answer. But of course that's not the case. It will never be the case, no matter how much he denies it. His sister is gone, and she'll never return. She died on that day, taken by the sea. The memory of all that remember her now forever tied to those very waters, stuck reliving the past. Stuck looking for what isn't there, disturbed and never calm, just like the waves. At least that's what this film is about in my opinion. I find it a satisfying enough answer. So that's all from me today. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Remember, I do birthday parties, I do bar mitzvahs, I do weddings. Call me anytime, I'll be there. Goodbye.